Welcome to my kitchen. Today we want to cook sweet and sour pork on ice. In Cantonese we call it 冰鎮咕嚕肉. The sweet and sour pork is very hot inside after deep frying. So when we put it on top of the ice, the surface of the sweet and sour pork will suddenly become very cold, and as it will caramelize, it forms a layer that is very crispy. Also because on the surface is so cold and inside it is so hot, you got a very special mouthfeel. And that's exactly why the Chinese restaurant wants to do this way. Let's get started. This is pork belly. Let's cut it into bite-sized pieces. And if you want, give it a bash to make it much tender. This is a pork belly, about 450 grams, 1 pound, cut it into bite size. Let's marinate the pork with the following ingredients: an egg, 5 spice powder, and the fermented bean curd, the red color one. In Cantonese we call it lam yu. Just 1 piece will do. Some salt and cornstarch. Mix well and set it aside for about 15 minutes. So today what I'm going to use are 3 different types of fruit. The yellow one is mango, and then this is kiwis, green, and I also have some red one that is the dragon fruit. You can use any fruit that you prefer, but preferably with a different color for better presentation. Coat the pork belly with cornstarch, or you can use tapioca starch before deep frying. Keep the pork aside for a few minutes to absorb the cornstarch so that it will not be so dirty during deep frying. Heat the oil to a low medium, about 130 degrees, 140 degrees, and then start to deep fry the pork by batches. We will deep fry the pork twice. The first round I'm using low heat. The goal is to cook the pork fully. It will take about 2 minutes. Once it is done, remove it and continue the next batch. This is how it looks like after the first round of deep frying. The oil is pretty clean, so I'll just leave it. If it is dirty, you need to filter it, remove all the debris before the second round of deep frying. Now I just leave this aside for a few minutes, let the moisture from the internal migrate to the surface before I do the second round of deep frying. Meanwhile, prepare the sauce. The sweet and sour sauce comprises of a few ingredients. This is maltose, which is quite thick and very sticky. That's why I put it directly into the pan. And I also prefer to use a non-stick pan, otherwise it will tend to stick to the bottom. And in Chinese, 麦芽糖, maltose. Besides that, we need a tomato sauce. I also substitute part of the tomato sauce with some chili sauce, but it is optional. And another ingredient we need is the Chinese plum sauce. This is the bottle that I have. It looks like that. Lastly, if you want to make it slightly more sweeter, then you can add some sugar. Let's heat up the maltose and add all other ingredients into it over low heat. And add some water. Bring it to a boil to dissolve the sugar and mix all the ingredients well. Let's leave this aside and let's get back to the pork for the second round of deep frying. Now heat up the oil to about much higher temperature, about 180 degrees. If you put the chopstick into it, it will bubble vigorously. And this round, I'm going to deep fry the pork just briefly, about half a minute. The goal is to make it crispy. And continue for the second batch. Okay, that's how it looks like after frying for the second round. Now let's get back to the sauce to reduce the amount until it becomes very thick. The goal is to be able to coat every piece of the pork belly, and when it's putting on the ice, it will become cold quickly and it will form a layer of caramelized sugar, which is very crispy. One way to check is just to take a spoon and see whether it is able to coat the back of the spoon nicely. It's already quite thick and is able to coat it nicely. Now let's pour the sauce to the pork and mix well. And then put the pork directly onto the ice to cool it down as quick as possible. And serve together with your favorite fruits, different kinds of colors. That's how to prepare sweet and sour pork with fruits and on ice. 冰鎮咕嚕肉. And if you want to get the recipe, I've included in the description below the video, and also I will put it at the end of this video for your reference. Thanks for watching something different, something unique, and I hope you will love it. Try it out and let me know the result, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.